What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are doing the 40th installment of Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing my Gemini Jets 1 to 400 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 727-200. This is one of those models that just spoke to me, really, in a very unique way compared to other retro aircraft. So this was released back in December of 2023, and I picked it up the very next month when the models arrived at all the retailers. Really excited that Gemini did this because over in 1 to 200 scale, Todd Models, who's sort of the face of Gemini Jets unofficially, the president is Elliot, but Todd is kind of the more well-known guy because he's on social media and whatnot. He made quite the push to get this plane done in 1 to 200 scale, and that was announced in the September releases. And then when the December releases came around, they decided to make it in 400 scale too. So that makes me very confident that we'll see more 727s in the future. And I know there are several subjects that have yet to be made from the 722 from Gemini Jets. And of course also Aero Classics, just to kind of play fair to both companies since they have their own respective 727 molds at the moment. And then one more subject that I'd like for them to do is that Bud Light Western 727 that they just did in 200 scale recently. Hopefully that'll be coming out maybe September. I don't know. Of course, by the time that this retro review comes out, I just realized the September releases will probably be out by this point. Maybe. But we'll see. Let's go ahead and move the model off to the side, and we'll bring in the box. So for Gemini Jets, they have an all-white box for their Southwest aircraft, and that's very present here. Got the 25th anniversary logo up here, made for collectors by collectors. Image of the plane, Boeing 727-200, and the Southwest logo, the current one at that. There's the bottom of the box, which is white on blue text. And then we have the right side with the Gemini Jets logo that is not outlined, so it kind of fades into the white there a bit, especially with the yellow for the Jets. Item number on this is GJSWA2216. Image of the plane and the aircraft type. Adult collectible model warning up there. And then the right side, same as the left. And then the back of the box with the 2023 copyright date on it, and the Boeing license and Southwest license disclaimers included. So now let's bring the model into view, and this is one that definitely, it did get some remarks from collectors about like the color, because this is one of those colors that's just really hard to nail. I think Gemini did fairly okay on it. Compared to the Aero Classics release that was done years ago, that color is much different compared to what we have here. And this aircraft does have a very interesting story, by the way, and we will get into that towards the end of this video, and it's a very lengthy one at that. So make sure to make some popcorn for that, because that will take me a couple of minutes to sort through. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at this very lovely aircraft. Starting off at the front, we have the nose cone, and we have the anti-glare shield. The cockpit windows, which are printed pretty good on here. We have the L1 door, along with the nose gear door and the nose gear. You have the wheels on there, of course. They're a little big, but that's what happens when you have to have rolling axles and all that. We've got the Southwest titles, which are very unique on this aircraft. I think this is the only, unique Southwest titles that have ever existed, which, as you can see, the S's is kind of outlined with different colors which match the livery. So we have this greenish color, and then we have the red on the belly that's outlined there along with the white outline. And we move a little further back. We've got one antenna up there just above the windows. We have the overwing exits, and then the registration, November 406, Bravo November. And my keen-eyed viewers may recognize that registration suffix because this is indeed a Braniff aircraft, or well, it used to be. And we'll talk about that with the aircraft history a little later into the video. And there's a very lovely Southwest tail, which has just the S as the logo on it. And I'm not too familiar with why Southwest decided to paint different titles on this. I don't know if they were just experimenting, trying to see what worked out, but obviously this did not work because this did not stick with later aircraft. Right side of the aircraft, we have the R1 door along with a couple luggage doors underneath. Very nice right there. Two on the back and one up front. And there is another look there at the rear of the aircraft, which has got a little sun right there, but there we go, that's all off. Very good. Underneath of the aircraft, we have the Gemini Jets logo and the stand hole, along with various details printed on. And then the top of the aircraft, we have the beacon light, one antenna, and the overwing exit markings, along with the very lovely engines that are molded pretty much perfectly. And that is the model itself, a very lovely one at that, and I think this is still available at most retailers, so if you want to get this, you still got a chance to do it, but once this is gone, it's going to be gone. And I know the Aero Classics one, that was pretty sought after, because this is the only other aircraft type. This is the only other aircraft type that Southwest has ever operated in their existence, because they've been all 737s for their 50 plus years of service. So now let's take a look at the real-life aircraft's history, which, as I've said, it's a very lengthy one, so get ready. This aircraft first flew on January 27th of 1968, and it was delivered to Frontier Airlines the next month as November 7276 Foxtrot. It lasted with them for 4 years before it went to Braniff International in March of 1972 and was re-registered to November 406 Bravo November. Southwest Airlines leased a couple 727s from Braniff and also from People Express. This one went to Southwest in March of 1979. It was returned to Braniff almost exactly 5 years after. And then from there, it went to numerous other carriers, correction. So it started off with International Air Leases, or IAL, in May of 1985. Then it went to Aero Air the next month, Pride Air in August, and then it went to the subsequent iterations of Braniff, Braniff 2 in February of 1986, and then also Braniff 3 in July of 1990. And after that, it went out of the country and over to Dominicana in December of 1992 and re-registered to Hotel India-630 Charlie Alpha. Then it went back to IAL in November of 93 and was returned to the American registration that it had before. It went back to Aero Air in December, and then Arriva Air International in July of 1995, Custom Air Transport in November of 1997, Charter America in April of 1998, Aerosky in August of 2002, and its last operator was Paramount Jet in July of 2007. And the latest information that I'm able to find is that this aircraft has remained in storage since 2007, so no idea if the aircraft is still around. One Charter LLC I see on FlightAware reports is being reported as the current owner as of 2006, actually. And they're out of San Antonio, which is interesting. So don't know too much about where the aircraft is at right now. May still be in storage. It may have been scrapped by this point. But either way, a very long history for this aircraft for sure. And that will do it for this episode of Retro Reviews. An aircraft with a very long story to tell and will certainly look great in anyone's collection, and with this story to be told, it will stand out amongst any other aircraft. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.